independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. This is a live stream and the date is the 27th of August 2022 and it's 2:30 p.m. here in the UK. So if it's not that time when you're watching this video, then you are catching the replay. And it's great to have you along. I don't mind if you watch live or later. It's just great to have your support. So it's really warm here today and I've had to put the fan on. So I don't know if that's interfering with the sound, but if it is bad, do let me know and I'll sort that out. I'll switch it off if necessary. So just tuck that lead away so it's out of the way and doesn't make it look unpleasant. Right, just checking I've got the right glasses on because things are looking a bit strange. And yes, I do. Now I've moved my lamp and I'm not sure if the light's okay. I've just moved it a little bit more over to the right because it was looking as if I was in shadow there. So just seeing if that's made any difference. Can you let me know if the light's okay, if you can see me all okay? The sound's okay there, good, yeah. And is it lit okay? I think it's okay. It's looking okay on my screen. So I've got Anne and Hills here at the moment. Great to see you. Haven't had a chat for a few days, have we? So how did Norman enjoy his break in Blackpool, Anne? And Hilary says, okay. So I guess that's okay. Esther, hi. Okay, and Anne says it's lit okay. Good. So, yeah, Hills, we haven't had a chat. You've had your girls round. So we haven't been able to catch up for a while. Anyway, I hope everyone's all well. Norman enjoyed his time in Blackpool. Great. Okay, so today I'm going to do something with the Splendid Thoughts stamp set and the designer series paper that goes with it, which is Splendid Day. So sorry about the glare, but this is so beautifully foiled, I can't help it. If I bring it over there slightly, that might be a bit less glary. Okay, so I'll just take the stamp set away. And this comes in 6 double-sided designs. And the colours are Calypso, Coral, Copper, Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sahara Sand and Soft Seafoam. So the one I'm using today is this side of this beautiful sort of copper, rose gold, not quite sure what it is. And then there's a gold one here with the sort of grasses and bees. And then we've got the copper or rose gold, whatever, with more sort of heavier grasses. And then we've got this very pretty silver background with a white design. That's the Fresh Freesia with the white. And then this one that I particularly like, which is the Soft Seafoam with a white design on. And as I mentioned, they're all double-sided. So on the reverse are some more very pretty designs, but these are plain and don't have any foiling, but they are so usable. So I think this is a lovely collection of papers. So I'm going to start now without further delay and show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so is Esther not going to pop in to your live screen? No, Esther's not here, sadly, but Esther's having a wonderful weekend with her family. So, you know, we don't want to interrupt that. It would be great if she came and shared my craft room. It was real good fun, wasn't it, Esther? And I can't believe, you know, what we did really off the cuff and, you know, how off the cuff it was. It was great. Hi, Claire. Back from your lovely sunny Tenerife holiday. And she's missing the pool already. Oh, bless you, Claire. Oh, yes, one day, Esther. Okay, so let's make a start. So I'm bringing on my, this is the piercing mat from Stampin' Up, and a lot of us use it for stamping on, and I just cover it in some paper because I often end up stamping off, so that protects the mat. And I've created a rectangle of basic white, and to do that I've used my favourite, well, one of my favourite die sets at the moment, which is Fabulous Frames. I used this one, and that created a white frame, and then it left this piece in the middle, and that's the piece that I'm going to be using to stamp on. So I'm taking the main image from the stamp set, which is this one, and I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. And just pop that up there in the corner of my silicone mat, and that won't move. And I'm going to place this essentially as I can, and sort of towards the top. So I think about there. I might have moved that, so I could possibly have a little bit of a, no, I didn't. Super. Now, I didn't like the fact that this was sort of just floating in midair, so I've just taken a little grassy stamp, and it's come from High Tide. Now, sadly, really sadly, this stamp set retired some time ago, but it's one of those I just absolutely love, and I've held on to it, and I'm glad I have, because it's got some lovely little elements like the grasses, like the birds, the water. In fact, just, it's lovely. So I'm going to use that to just put some grasses around the stem. Now, you know, I used to think, oh, I can't use retired products on my videos because you can't get hold of them. But I decided that occasionally I will, because what it shows you is that all our stamp sets, regardless of whether they are current or retired, all work really well together. They are sized to fit together. So it just shows you that you can mix and match. Now, I did some stamp surgery on this particular set. Now, some people can't bring themselves to do it, but this stamp here is designed to fill in the leaves. Now, I know it's supposed to be a kind of watercolor effect, and you know, it's supposed to be kind of like abstract, hit and miss, but I'm just not that kind of person. I can't work with it, and so I've cut mine to bits. Okay, this wasn't just surgery, this was amputation. So I cut all 5 leaves off separately. I'm only going to use 4 today. I know I'm brave. I know I'm brave or stupid, whichever, but I just knew I wasn't going to use it in one. Okay, so this is soft sea foam, and I'm going to start by stamping the tall leaf at the top. And as I say, it's quite abstract, so it doesn't fit exactly. You know, it's that kind of watercolor effect, which, you know, I'm living with. Like I say, it's a bit difficult, but I'm going, you know, I'm there. Oh, what was I going to use this one for? Can't remember now. Probably here, like so. And then I think I was going to use this one. Yeah, this one's going to go up here. So for me, this just works better. But, you know, by all means, just use the stamp as it was made, as it was intended, if that suits you. I'm not telling anybody to do this. I just preferred it, the look. So for me, I just think this works better. Okay. Now, one of the elements of this stamp set that I just absolutely loved was the bee. He is so cute. And anyone who watched Esther and I on Tuesday during her live would have seen the bee and how much we all loved it. He is, I mean, can you call a bee cute? Well, this one is. So I'm going to stamp him in black. And it'll be a bit easier today because I actually stuck the picture on the back of the stamp, which I didn't do with Esther's. And I'm just going to nestle him in somewhere sort of close to the stem. Oh, he's really going in for it there, isn't he? Super. So Esther, now that you're over the shock of that complete amputation, do you understand why I did it? Okay, so I think that's all my stamping. So I'm going to take my unsightly mat away. Ellie the Rebel, says Anne. Yeah, I can be. What's your name, Ruth? Oh dear. Yeah, I probably did get the, you know, the feel of stamp surgery from Ruth. Now I'm going to use my Stamp and Write marker in, what colour is this? Mango Melody, to colour my bee. And it's got a really fine end and a paintbrush end. So you can really do some very fine detailed colouring with this. So just come in there. I'm being careful, trying really hard not to pick up any of the black on the tip, just in case it transfers. Now that is quite bright, I agree. However, I did try the crushed curry and the daffodil delight on a scrap piece to see, and I didn't like it. So there's our little bee in our greenery. Isn't he cute? So that's the first part of the card. So I'll just pop that there and where I can see it so I don't lose it for the next stage. Esther says she's going to borrow my set. Now you've got to do it yourself, girl. No, play with yours. You might actually like the abstract effect because you're a bit more, you do like the organic look, as you call it, which I love. Okay, so to get onto the actual card itself, I've got all my little pieces beside me. I'm just going to move that out of the way. So I've prepared by taking a piece of white cardstock. This is the thick white cardstock, and it was a whole piece of cardstock which I cut down to, let me just grab my ruler, it's 8 5/8. I scored it at 5 3/4, so I've made this. Okay, so it looks like that from the top. So then I took 2 pieces of soft seafoam, which I cut to, let's just measure these, 2 5/8 by 8. And I'm going to stick them down. Now the one's going to go there and one here. And on the top of those, I'm going to put a piece of that lovely DSP I showed you earlier, like so. The soft seafoam is just beautiful with this designer series paper. Oh, I'm a murderer. Oh, I'm a murderer. It's all right. I'm not actually breaking the law. Right, I've done my trick of being so organised that I've sort of annoying myself because couldn't remember where I put the tweezers. I put them behind me. Okay, so I'm just going to do my bit of gluing on the back here. And look at that lovely design on the back of this. This is Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to pop that on there, and I'm trying to leave an even border all the way around by 1/8 of an inch. And the beauty of using the wet glue is that you can just slide it a little bit around to make sure it's where you want it to be. So we'll do the other one. I should really have done one of these ahead of time, but I wasn't that organised, obviously. Okay, so just pop that. Oh, the fan's blowing that a little bit. Okay, now that you've had you know, a little while listening, is the fan interfering with the sound at all now? What I didn't take out was my bone folder, so I'm just looking for that now. Oh, sorry about the noise. I've propped something up and the carousel's catching on it. Here we are. Here's my bone folder. Okay, a little bit of glue leaked out there, but that's fine. Now I'm going to secure this one onto the front of the card. There's just a faint fan, okay. Good. So I'm going to just pop this one onto the front of the card. Again, I've left this so it has an 1/8 of an inch border all round. So are you liking this colour match with the soft sea foam and the copper, or I don't know, is it copper or is it rose gold? But whatever it is, it looks nice, doesn't it? Now I'm not going to secure this one down for a minute because we've got this is the fun fold bit. I've got a little flap to stick under here, so that's going to go down in a minute. So let me just pop that over there. So I have another piece of card which measures, I was going to write the measurements on in pencil, but I thought, knowing me, I'll end up writing it on a side that's going to be shown. So this is 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I scored this at 1/2 inch and 2 inches. So there's a score line there and a score line there. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish both those lines, and to begin with I'm going to fold them the same way, because when you score a piece of card you should always fold with that dip up facing you, so you fold into it, because what you've done when you've scored it, you've broken the fibres down. Now if you don't fold it on this side, you're not using the benefit of the broken fibres, okay? So you always score it on that side first. And once you've burnished, you can then fold the other way and you won't get the cracking, okay? So this part looks like that when it's finished, okay? Let me just burnish that a bit more so it's a bit crisper. Okay, so we've got that kind of shape. Incidentally, I'm really sorry, but I should have said at the beginning that I got this idea from Pinterest. I can't remember the lady's name. I meant to write it down and of course I forgot, but I didn't watch a video. I couldn't find the video. So I just looked at the card and I've done what I think is my interpretation, is what she meant. But my card is a different size. I'm using different papers, different stamp sets. It looks completely different in the end. But yes, I did get the idea from there. Now, this is going to go, this 1/2 inch, what's that called? Tab, is going to go under here. Okay, which is why I didn't stick that bit down. Now, I don't want it to be right in the middle. I want it to be nearer the top. So I'm going to put the glue on and then stick this to it. So has anybody else been crafting today? Or have you been getting up to some other kind of fun? So let's pop that. I suppose I've got it about 1 inch from the top. 1 inch-ish, you know, it's not critical. And it's like everything. When I mention the size of my card and how I've cut things of this size and that size, please don't get too hung up on measurements, all right? Cut the layers to suit the size card you've got, okay? Oh, hi Joanna, thanks for coming along. Yeah, so just cut your cardstock to layer up to whatever sizes you started with, all right? Don't think, oh, I've got to do it exactly the same size, because that's what Ellie said. No, no, no. Right, now that I've got that bit in place, I can now stick this down. So Esther says we had our blanket trail today, and I don't know what that is. Right, so you had to go, oh yes, you had to go to the hospital to get Norman's, oh, I forgot what it's called now, COVID test, didn't you? Yeah. And then you went into town and then onto the supermarket. Lovely. Oh, you know how to live, Anne. So then I'm going to pop this down here again, try and get that even border. So I've sort of tried to get it level with the top here. And that's probably where the eye will fall. So now this bit can come over and down like that. And that's where the fun fold comes in, okay? So now, ultimately this piece is going to go on here, but I obviously wanted it to show up a bit more. So I've taken another of my favourite die sets, which I put already and it's got buried. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, Scalloped Contours it's called, and I can't find the I don't know what I've done with it. I had it all ready and it's just disappeared. I think I've buried it somewhere. Here it is. So I've taken the largest one, and again I've used the saucy foam. So I'm just going to mount my stamped image on top, and I think you'll agree that immediately this really looks so much better. Oh, hi Lynn, nice to have you along. So Esther saying local residents put out a blanket with things they want to get rid of. Ah yes, I think I do remember you talking about this one. Let me just, all the, you collate the addresses and go round the houses involved and pick up what you want for free. That's amazing. Absolutely brilliant. So Claire's going to walk to Tesco in a minute. Maybe she'll pass this blanket trail. Yeah, I'm glad you caught me live, Lynn. Thanks for coming at so late at night. And Hilary made 4 cards yesterday. That's unbelievable. Well done. Joanna's been crocheting. I'm waiting for a new fridge freezer. Oh, exciting. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Hills has went to buy a new iPad. Well done, Hills. Well done. Okay, now I'm going to glue this on. Where did you go for your iPad, Hilary? I must admit, I bought mine online. Buy everything online now. Let's go straight to the Apple Store online. Okay, so that goes on there. And again, you know, I keep saying that everything's sized to fit, and it is, because this is slightly smaller, so it fits beautifully on there, and this hides that white card completely. So I think the best way to get this so that it goes on best is to put the glue on the smaller piece. If I put it on the back of the green piece, do you remember that green piece? If I put it on the back of the green piece, then I might stick it on, you know, it might not cover it. And then if I just pop that there and this over the top, I should be able to get it in exactly the right place by just looking at these borders. So again, I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure I've got this pressed down really well. Yeah, the bone folder is such a good tool. It's not just for reinforcing score lines. It's really good for this kind of thing too. Oh, thank you very much, Claire, for reminding everybody to do the thumbs up. It really does help my channel to get those likes. Okay, so that's my card constructed and all my stamping done. So when the recipient gets this, it just looks like an ordinary card to start with, but then it opens up and they've got something to look at. Now, I'm going to cover this with some DSP as well, because I think it's a bit too plain the way it is. Now, I really wanted to use the soft sea foam. I really wanted to use this one. But for me, this is not the same colour as that. I think this is Pool Party. But it definitely says soft sea foam on the on here. Oh, it is Pool Party and soft sea foam. Ah, right, okay. So I should have used Pool Party, because then I could have put that there, but it's not close enough, so I can't use that. So I think what I will do is use I think that'll be too much of a contrast, won't it? So I'm going to go with the back of that one and use... No, I don't like that either. Oh dear. Right, going to the designer series paper that came free with Wonderful World stamp set. and I'm just wondering whether something from there would be good here. And I think I found something. I think that would actually look rather nice there, because it ties in colourway and it ties in with the foliage here. Okay, so this was the one that came with the Wonderful World stamp set, which was a freebie for the celebration. And I'm afraid, ladies, that celebration is almost finished. There's just a couple of days left. So I think I need to do this at 2 5/8. Yeah, 2 5/8 by 8. So I've just cut that. Just talk amongst yourselves a minute while I put this paper away so that I can get to my cutter. So let's bring that in. And I want 2 5/8. I find it easier to measure at the bottom. And that's by 8. I just like to run my bone folder just down that cut edge. It gives it a better finish. And then I'm going to pop that one there, and I think you'll agree that that does quite finish it off. Panicked there, couldn't find the tweezers and I'd buried them under the ruler. No, I haven't got any more copper. Well, I've got some more of that, but I don't think it would look good underneath here. And I think it would be too much copper, too much of that one if I use this paper as well. If I had the plain copper without a design on, I would have used that as a mat for this as well. But unfortunately, I don't have any of that left. Right, over with the bone folder again. But I think that looks quite nice. It breaks it up a bit. So your choice is, you can either write your greeting here to your recipient, or you can hide it in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for or what I want to write in the middle. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And when I decide what I'm going to use it for, I'll then decide where to write my greeting. If I don't use this area, I might decorate this with something, maybe do some more stamping. And the same here. If I choose not to write on that, I might do a bit more stamping. Thinking about it now, what might be quite nice is if I find a nice poem that I can print out and put there and just stamp at the top and bottom and write my message in there and just do a little bit of decorative stamping, that might work. So, you know, the option's yours. If you want to recreate this card, make it your own. So Hilary got the iPad in John Lewis. Oh, well done. Cheaper. Wow. That's a surprise. John Lewis is usually quite expensive, isn't it? Now then, to finish the card off, I have gone to another stamp set, which is Cottage Rose. And I really love this Best Wishes here. I just think it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that with the light shining on it. And I've stamped it with some Versamark ink, and then I used some copper embossing powder on it. I did this ahead of time because if you remember last week, I had so many disasters. I thought, I'm doing everything ahead of time today. I'm not going through all that. And I thought, if I start getting embossing powders out and the heat gun, etc., I know something's going to go horribly wrong. So I've done the embossing, and I think you'll agree that that does look so pretty. I'm trying to tilt it so that you can see it clearer. Now I just backed it with the tiniest little bit of the copper and then the soft sea foam again, just to build it up, to give it those layers. That's better, isn't it, if I do it like that? And then I'm just going to pop that at the bottom. Now, if you want to, you can put it like this, so that when you open it, it moves and you can have both them going both ways. Or it can go to one side. So since I don't know how, you know, what do you think? I'm going to give you the option, ladies. Shall we put it in the middle and make sort of another interesting piece? So that goes that way and that goes that way. Do you think that would look nice? Or do you think it would look nice off to the right hand side? Whichever you choose, what I've done is I've built up some, I wanted to build up the back of it, but rather than use lots of foam tape, foam back, what do you call them? Foam buds or dimensionals on that. Whereas when you put that through the post, if you've got that on, it can sink in the places where it's got no backing. So sometimes what I do is I just get some scrap bits of card, stick 2 or 3 layers together, which I've done there, and I'm just going to put that on the back, and that will act as a little bit of height, okay, rather than using foam pads or dimensionals. And it you know, uses up your scraps as well. So just pop that behind there, and then that's ready to go on the card. I'm going to back it with some double-sided tape, because anyone who's used wet glue with this foiling will know that it's not always, doesn't always play nicely together. Sometimes you end up with some nasty smears of glue on this bit. So while you're all trying to make your mind up on what you'd like me to do with this, so we're going to say 1 in the middle, or 2 is to the right. Okay, so 1, 2. So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to get my gems. So these are, I've showed these before, they're so pretty. They are called For Everything Fancy Sequins, and they come in a pack of the 3 colours, and those are the greens, the blues, and the pinks. Can't use the pinks, I can't get the lid off, but I don't think the pink will go anyway. So I'm going to use the greens because we've got greens here. But these are incredible value. £14 for 3, all 3 in one pack. And there must be thousands there. I mean, these are going to last me forever. So I thought they were really, really good value. And when you tip them out, you'll see that there are so many different sizes, shapes, different colours of green. There's some sparkly white in there as well. And there are even some little flat-backed pearls, which I didn't see till today. I've got a whole pile of them here all stuck together. I thought that was a new shape I hadn't seen. But yeah, these little pearls, let's just take the lid off of that. These little pearls as well. So I'm just going to put a few around. So we've got 2 votes for the middle. Let's put my glue. You had a vision of the pink going all over the place. Yeah. Oh, and that would have really pleased me, wouldn't it? I've got a little something on there. Okay, so I'm going to go with, let's just pop, going to put a white pearl up the top there. on the green so it shows up. This lovely hexagonal shape was so lovely. I'm going to try and get an assortment of different sequins. Get a nice sparkly one there. Right, we got any more votes on whether this is going in the middle or to the side? I've got some glue. I was a bit generous with the old glue here, so I'm just picking up a bit on my fingers to get rid of it. And we'll put, I think we'll do one right on a leaf as well. And that can be one of these. Where did I see it? I saw a really sweet little tiny one. Oh, got a little gem there. I think that's come from, oh, I thought it had come from another set, but it hasn't. It's got those in there as well. That's cute. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know what we'll do. Because I've got a little something on there, I'm going to put a gem on there as well. So that will cover up that little glitch. So we go for that one, that will cover it. And the glue. Do you reckon we could get away with a couple more? I think we could, couldn't we? Yeah, it's not going to be overdone. So let's do another one here. Oh dear, I'm so overdoing the glue. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got one more to make it odd. There. And to put them away, you just lick your fingers and that picks them up, and scrape it along the edge of the container, and that puts them away. Although actually I did just get one stuck on my tongue. Right, I'm going to put the lid on the box before they go everywhere. Right, so we've only had 2 votes to go in the middle, and so that's where this is going. Okay, so I'm just going to put glue. Oh, so I was going to put tape, wasn't I? So is that the right size? If you ever have trouble getting the backing off your tape, if you go over it again with your bone folder, that's 3 good uses we've mentioned today. It makes sure that the backing sticks really well, so that when you come to get the, sorry, make sure the tape sticks well, so when you come to get the backing off, it's easier. Oh, I've lost my little gem from there. Okay, so pop that on, and because I only put the tape over to one side, that's stuck beautifully. So I'm going to pick all these up later when I'm off camera, because I think it might take me some time. So I think we're finished, ladies, unless you can think of something I've missed, something I've done horribly wrong. Is there anything I need to add to finish this off? I quite like it as it is because, as you know, I don't like things overdone. Right, I just looked up to see the little circle going all over the place. Did I freeze? So I think we're done, aren't we? So thank you all very, very much. As you know, I've said it before, I really, really appreciate you following me. I love you coming to watch my lives, and I love all the comments, etc. As I've mentioned previously, I am almost at my 1,000 subscribers. No, I had to look this morning. I think I need 39 more subscribers. I might have got that wrong. So please urge you to share this video with friends. And as promised, I am going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a brand new stamp set that's not been opened, not been used, to the winner. So what I'll do is, not on this video, but when it gets to nearer the time, when I get the 1,000, I'll do a video and ask everyone to comment on there, and then I'll do a draw. So as usual, in the description box below, you'll find a link to the current catalogues where you can purchase any of the items I've used today, or in fact any items from the current catalogues, and also a link to my online store. So once again, thank you, and I hope you come back and watch next week's live. And meanwhile, there will be a recorded video to watch on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Bye bye for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.